So I'm going to quickly run through just offensive philosophy for us. I'm not going to hit on all these points in depth, but I want you to see kind of how different points of our offensive philosophy show up when we call power in our power package. Okay, so number one is pretty simple: score one more point than the opponent, at least and win. Dictate and control the tempo of the game. One of the great things about power, guys, is you can run it when you're leaking out the clock at the end of the game. You can run it when you're going like Chip Kelly style, no huddle. That's how my career started. We were 10 personnel. We went really fast. My first year as an OC. Like now, we kind of dictate the tempo from the stance of slowing the game down as opposed to then. This one's big for us. Keep it simple. A big saying in our programs is multiplicity through simplicity. Okay, we want to teach and coach basic core concepts, but we want to be multiple in how we present them. Okay, we want to get our playmakers the ball. Saban always said, right? Like call players, not plays, especially in those big moments in the game. Maintain balance. Coach Moorhead from Akron, like he's, if you guys know about him, he's an RPO spread read option genius. He talked about this a little bit last week down at Big New England. Ball distribution's important. We talked about getting our playmakers the ball, but also making sure you're getting those auxiliary guys the ball in different places and putting them in a position to succeed. And play selection. This is what Moorhead hit on, and it really when he said it, it made sense to me, and it kind of makes sense of the approach that we've taken over the years. So it doesn't mean being 50-50. That's not what balance means. Like if you're a better run team, maybe you should be 60-40. Maybe you should be 65-35. Like Twitch has coached against me over the years. Like he's seen years where we're 50-50, like back in 2019, and then he's seen years where we're kind of more up towards that like 68% look. Be unpredictable, okay? That's unpredictable through formations, motions, trades, all those things, but also being unpredictable going into any given game, especially with your core concepts. Don't just go into a game with your core concept, go into a game, tendency your core concept, look at how the defense is going to approach it and try and take it away, and then see what you can do to be unpredictable within that concept, okay? In our run game, guys, we're a gas team, run team. We want to find angles, numbers, and graphs, right? We want to find angles at the point of attack. We want to get extra numbers at the point of attack, right? And we want to take advantage of graphs when teams start to load up in the box on us. So, that's something you're going to see in a couple clips here, and I hope I'm able to relate that once we get to the film. All right, we're primarily a gas team, run team. We have our perimeter runs, misdirection, and read game as well. We obviously do some zone concepts. In the pass game, stress the defense vertically and horizontally. If you want to create mismatches in personnel, you've got a dude in the dud, put the dude on the dud. Figure it out, okay? We want to utilize play action, all right? That's not just for like your deep shots, it's also for like your situational third and fourth and shorts, getting a guy the ball when a team is really selling out the run, like in the flat or something like that. We're a big screen team. We really believe in screens. If you were at Coach Viles' clinic this morning, he talked about how it's nearly a guaranteed touch for like a playmaker on your team. So we love screens. And then we want to dominate situational football. So we look to have anywhere from 6 to 8 explosive plays on offense a game. For us, an explosive is an 11-plus yard run or an 18-plus yard pass. Ball security is job security. Okay, we tell our kids all the time, you're not the most important thing on the football field. The football is. And then downs, we want to dominate possession 10. Whenever you get that possession started and getting ready to go, you want to make sure you start the drive right. Okay, you don't want to be in a situation where you're immediately behind the sticks. And then third and fourth down. And obviously, guys, as we go through these, like power is a big possession and template for us. It's a really good thing that we're really good at. It's been good to us. We're going to use it in that situation. Obviously, third and fourth down. Red area, same deal. You want to get down there, you want to score. You don't want to be those guys that can't finish in the red area. And then we want to dominate into half in every game situations. Okay? Here we go. This is an all week. All right, we're going for it. Power production for us. So I'm not going to go too deep into all these numbers. We've had some decent years the past 3 years. We've had some pretty good offenses. And you guys can see the production on just power alone. So the big things kind of to me to look at here, right, are like the yards per carry. That's pretty important. When you're running a play as much as we do with power, where you're running something 15, 18 times a game, maybe you would think that yards per carry would be more so down in like that 4.9, 5.2, like if you're doing really well. But what's really cool about power is when you can present all these different ways to look, present all these different looks to the defense and these different ways to run it, and you're getting it to so many different dudes, you can create a lot of dysfunction and confusion for the defense. But not only that, it sucks tackling the top 2 or 3 dudes on a team when they've run power for the 13th time towards the end of the third quarter, right? And that leads to the next part, right, which is right here, right? We get a lot of explosives, those 11+ yard runs off of power, especially come third quarter, right? One or two things happens, right? Either a kid does not want to tackle a dude anymore, right, because he's sick of getting run over, or he does not want to block disrupt those old linemen that have been coming off on him all game long and run the same play over and over again. And both of those things lead to really good production for us as far as explosives go. And obviously, you know, we can score on it as well. So why power? So number one, you know, violence and physicality. I really believe just in football in general, like typically the more violent and the more physical team wins, okay? Even in this modern day spread, we're a spread team to a point, but like we spread to be violent, right? We spread to be violent. Multiplicity, this is a big one, right? And there's multiple categories here. So personnel versatility. We can run power out of 10, 11, 12, 13, 20, 21, 22, 23 personnel. I love that about the scheme, okay? We can run it out of anything. What does that mean? Well, for us, you know, if you guys have coached against us or seen us play before, unlimited formations, okay? Once again, multiplicity through simplicity. I don't want to do a million different things when it comes to scheme and concept. I want to do what we do well, but I want to change the picture for the defense consistently, right? Whether that's how we line up in a formation, okay? Or whether that's motioning, shifting, trading, doing those types of things pre-snap to once again change the picture for a defense. You know, we have great defensive coordinators all over the place, but at the end of the day, you've got 15, 16, 17-year-old kids standing on the field. We can have the best alignment assignment period in the world. When you're changing the picture pre-snap and you're giving them a bundle of pretty crazy formations to begin with, and then you're giving it to all these different dudes, it can create a lot of confusion as far as trying to defend that play. Okay? So that's the next thing. Ball carrier versatility. We can run it with anyone. Okay? Quarterback, B-back, H-back, Y I run it with. Okay? Slots, obviously. If you want to get your sprint in the ball, you can obviously bring them off the ball and motion them in as well. Alright? Because that defense can't get one player, it creates deception and conflict. And then easy to implement answers. And this should kind of have a star next to it. So my first year as an offensive coordinator was in 2013. I had been coaching in a power system since 2011. So, you know, and we've run it, you know, nearly 200 times a year, every year since then that I've coached high school football. Because of that, because power has been so good to us, we've had to look at all these different ways that defenses have tried to take it away from us over the years, right? And what we found is we can put things into little categories, a couple small categories that have created answers for us within our scheme, okay? And that's something that literally changes every year. Every single year, you know, we're looking at what defense is presented to us. When you call something, guys, 200 times a year, right, you're going to see a lot of different things that people do take away. So, easy to implement answers as long as you're doing those studies on those types of plays over time, all right? Can be run with average linemen. This was huge for us at Cape Elizabeth. So, at Cape Elizabeth, you know, awesome kids, high IQ dudes, but like every year we played Levitt, we were outmatched physically, every year. Okay? But you have kids that are bought into the program, bought into being like assassins from a technique standpoint, and you know, have good feet and things like that. You know, as long as they buy into those things, you can run it with anybody. Easy to tag, bubbles, nows, gifts, all those types of things. Easy to read. If you want to RPO it. If you want to read it, read it. Who do you want to read? You know, it depends on the week. There's a lot of different things you can do from there. And then great with play action pass and screen game. And you guys will, you know, towards the end of the film, you guys will see how we protect power with the pass game as well. I am not going to spend a lot of time on this, guys, okay? I'm going to spend more time on the diagrams. All right, just a couple things. We're a gap up and down backer team. On power, we're a little bit different. You'll see it in the diagrams. We want to get as many doubles as possible on the front side of power. Whereas a lot of times, you know, maybe that center is just a block back guy. You know, that front side combo or that front side guard is just going to work to the will. You know, we're going to try and get an additional double team if we can. Backside guard, he's going to pull, working to the point backer, to the most dangerous man, okay? Eyes inside on his full backside tackle, he's going to pull check and secure the B gap. Our quarterback has a pre-snap RPO attached to every time we call power, right? So if we call power, he has 2 pass options, or 1 pass option if it's formation dependent. All right? So he looks at the defense, he decides whether he wants to throw it or if he wants to give the ball. When in doubt, give the ball. On the back, okay, we want to sidestep, receive the handoff, and aim for the play side leg of the center. We want to get downhill fast, working slow to fast, I'm sorry, working A to C gap. Okay, we want to run inside the kickout block and break off a lead block to grass. Hit the log, we'll bounce it to B. Talk about riding the wall and running through the door. Okay, that is kick out back. If we get a crash hook, he's going to log. Just quickly on that back path, I think I missed one, the most important one. This is my favorite thing about how we run power, is gap versatility. So if you guys have studied power in the past, like your traditional power is an off tackle C gap power, right? If you study North Dakota State, now Kansas State, and a bunch of what these guys are doing, you'll hear about A gap power. When I first started, it was C gap power. Like, that's what we did, and then we started calling A gap power, and I was like, well, why don't we just make it the same thing, right? Why can't we do this all in one? And so for us, you'll see clips of it, because, and this is where that extra double team came in. Our power can hit anywhere from the backside A gap to the front side D gap. Okay? Backside A gap to the front side D gap, depending on how the defense wants to fit the run. Okay? You hear the terms in defense, gap exchange all the time. Like we will gap exchange with the gap exchange. Okay? So if backers want to do certain things as it pertains to our double team will invert, and instead of going to this guy, it'll go to the front side guy, and it just inverts the rest of the blocking scheme. Now, it takes a lot of time and reps, and I know that probably sounds like a lot, but when we get to film, I'll show you what I mean by that. All right, protection and answers. We've kind of already talked about all this stuff, guys, right? Over here, except the top, like the most important way to protect your primary run game is with a complementary run game, okay? Answers. So for us, we have a couple tags for power. So we have our baseline power, power switch, power ISO, power bounce, okay? And you guys will see that in a second, and I'll explain like more in detail what that looks like. G for us is just one back power, and this is like one back 10 personnel power, okay, for us. Usually when we're calling G, we're attaching some type of RPO to it, okay, sticks and bubbles. Here's me a couple examples there, or we're going like dual concept, right? So to me, dual concept is like when you hear like in the West Coast terminology, they have like blah 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 run scheme, can, pass. You know what I mean? So we're canning the run at the line of scrimmage based off the look that the quarterback's getting to go to a pass if he wants to. If he likes the run, he stays with the run. All right, so right here we've got 12 personnel power versus even. So I'll just quickly talk about like our identification for these looks, and I'll also tell you, like, in a couple slides you're going to see some looks that might not look good for power, right? And I did that on purpose so we can talk about the answers in a minute, all right? So most important thing, number one, is the center has to ID the point backer, or the mic, whatever, however you want to identify it. The point backer to us on power is the first backer head up to play side of the center. Head up to play side of the center. Okay? We have to ID this guy, because what that tells us is who the first double is going to. Okay? So we will always double to the -1, the first guy backside of the mic. Does that make sense, fellas? That's who we're doubling to. And that will always be the first double team to the front side of power. Okay? So like on this one over here, you guys can see we kind of get those two doubles. So like if we were at North Dakota State right here and they were talking about A-gap power, what they would do is they would take the center, they get back to the backside 3, and this tackle would be out on the end. And basically we would have this combo going to the will, right? And the guard would be up at the mic. You guys see that? What we're trying to do is we're saying, hey, a lot of times we can take care of this three technique for the backside backer. If we can't take care of him, then we'll just run dart, which is just another version of power, right? We'll base out on him and we'll pull the backside tackle. Okay? What we do is we take our first double team, we get that to the will, and hopefully get an additional double team in 12 personnel up to the mic. Now we have extra numbers at the point of attack. We're bonus. Okay? The other way I look at that point guard at the point of attack, is we now have insurance for our double teams. So like one thing in Portland, like we struggled with power in Portland this year. Okay? And the big thing that we struggled with in Portland was coming off on backers. Right? And that's a feel thing, it's a rep thing, like the kids in Cape got a ton of that, right? But this year, as the year went on, we got a little bit better at it, and then like in playoffs, we just decided we don't come off on backers anymore for some reason. Like it was a little bit of a struggle. But what's good is if you have a +1 at the point of attack, you have insurance for those double teams, and that's why it's so important. You guys will see a ton of clips like this, that the guard always has his eyes inside. Always has his eyes inside. One more note on the guard pull. Because our power can hit anywhere from the backside A to the front side D, the guard pulls like the running back runs, okay? He's pressing A to C as he goes. So the first available window that he sees, we're a shuffle pull team, right? So if my left guard's pulling right here, we don't open pull, right? He's gonna shuffle. I want eyes on his point the whole time, and it's a tempoed shuffle as he goes. So he's shuffling, the first available space he gets, vertical right now through the gap, okay? And it makes it easy for kids once they figure that part out. Because that, I tell them all the time, hey, slap ass, right? Start smack the center's ass, smack the guard's ass. Eventually there's not gonna be an ass to slap, run, get through the hole. Does that make sense, fellas? All right. In these looks, okay, obviously you got the F and kick out, and then, you know, pre-snap bubble probably would have been good here, but, you know, we also like the fronts that we're getting here. Any questions on any of that so far, fellas?
Sean, can I ask you a technique question?
Yeah, go for it.
So on that shuffle, do you, because they're up the second level, is it a straight shuffle, or do you kind of stack and skip? Is it, you know what I mean?
I don't overcoach it. Like, I can tell you, like, as a player, like when I went to college, they wanted us to do this skip thing.
Yeah.
And like, I got short fucking legs. I squatted a shitload of weight. Like, I couldn't do it. So shuffling was good for me. If a kid wants to skip, he's good. Our biggest cues are chest and eyes square to the line of scrimmage, right? Because you could, like, this is the center, right? And we get some type of A-gap fit. I mean, it could literally be this right here, right now. So you need to be square and tempo with the ability to explode vertically. And you guys will see, like, a young guard. I've got some good end zone film, like against Levitt, a young guard who consistently overpulled Tucker Clark, right? Because he's just, you know, he's too athletic in the pull. Does that answer the question?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything else, fellas? All right, so 11 prep power personnel versus odd. You just got, you know, a traditional 50 look, okay? And then stack look, you know, multis look. We've got numbers for everybody, okay? And obviously we have 2 double teams on both of them, which is great. Okay, so 11 personnel versus power versus bear or jam. Jam front, guys, for us is just a bear front with that 6-eye or 6 off the ball. Okay, so we love power and counter versus like 3-3-0-3. We think it's really, really good as long as you can handle it. Once again, you might look at this and be like, man, that's a fucked up way to block that, right? Like, how are you going to get to the 3 technique? This is not the only way we do this. Like, if we have a do the 3 technique that's causing problems right here on the backside, we will do your traditional man here, right? We'll block back to the center, you know, center to 3, everybody shoulder it up, and then up into the front side 3 technique. Does that make sense, guys? But to our rules, we want to have as many double teams as possible on the front side of power. So if we can get a double to that well, we'll do it. Once again, what's the other way that we can go ahead and get that double and have insurance for the 3 technique on the backside? We could just tack the dart play, right? Base block him back, okay, and pull the tackle instead of the guard. Does that make sense, guys? You know, some guys might look at this and be like, oh my God, you're not blocking Sam. Like, we'll go to Sam after and shake his hands and fucking thank him for lining up there. You know what I mean? Like, he's booked, he's out of the play. As long as our back is vertical, A to C, and doesn't try and bounce this thing now, and as long as our F through the good kick out path, he doesn't matter. He doesn't matter. Okay? Same thing with that corner. He's a fucking corner anyway. Alright? But we don't have to block him. Now, if it changes just a little bit, right? They exchange that, tighten down the outside back, and then roll safety down into the box. Alright, now we gotta take care of it, but guess what? We were already bonused out in our initial bear look. Does that make sense? Alright, 11 personnel power receivers, so a couple of these are gonna look fucked up. So same identification process. You know, if we're at 11P and we have a single side receiver, this is one of the other RPO options. So we basically have what we call a gift. All right? If they're giving us a gift, we take the gift, okay? So saying like the corner's uber soft coverage, you know, just throw a 5-step pitch, all right? If he's pressed in, we like the matchup, take a shot, throw a fade over his head. I can lock this call anytime I want, guys. So like if I want to call power and it's 4th and inches and I don't want my kid to take a shot at a gift that he's horny about, like I can tag it and block it, you know what I mean? So, very similar though. Once again, we're always still trying to get as many double top teams as possible. You can see the left picture looks awesome. That's great. Over here, we have numbers issue. Okay? There's more numbers in the box than we can block. Okay? So you can see that front. We got a center that's gonna block back to the backside 1. We got a double team to the -1. Guard, our only double team goes to the -1. Guard knows he has to pull for the point. Okay? We have another backer in the fit, all right? So if you have another backer in the fit, what do you do? Okay, well, we're not gonna run that, all right? This is why I like put this up here, right? We're gonna do something here. right? Could we take the pre-snap bubble or the gift in this picture? Yeah, we probably could take either one of those, right? So like that's the number one option. The coaching option, from like if we see this, okay, is we've got to figure out if we really like this formation, right? We've got to figure out how to make a play. And then how do we make a play? We read them. We read someone, okay? It could be the Sam that you're reading. It could be the defensive end that you're reading, okay? It can be in the run game. It could be QB power read. It could be traditional veer power read, right? It could be in the RPO game. It could be off jet motion. And you guys will see some of those kind of as we go, all right? He steps down the thick. We can run a five-step glance, five-step surge route right behind his head, rip it right behind him. Really easy read for a QB guys post-snap, right? Driving down the midline. And if he's reading that back just steps down, he just resets his feet and he hops in the window. Okay? Really simple. Alright, same thing, 11P versus bear or jam. Alright, not as good as the 12P, obviously. But you know, if we can get the numbers, and as long as this back is pacing correctly into the A gap, this guy's never going to be a problem. Okay? You guys will see some of those. If he's slow, and he's poorly tempoed, we were slow and poorly tempoed versus Wyndham this year, okay? It was a really good coaching point for our back. That guy might make some plays, all right? And, okay, so now we're going to attack. So switch and ISO. So, switch and ISO are great for like a 5 or a 6 eye. So let's say you've got a 5 or 6 eye that's just like an absolute war daddy, like he's impossible to block one-on-one with the tight end, and you have no way to get a double on him with the tackle. Maybe he's just like one of those, like at Cape, we had a kid that was 5'10", 160 pounds, and he was like a legit 4'5", 40 kid. We played him at weak side defensive end. Maybe he's that guy, he's just too fast. So, you know, what can you do with those types of guys that are causing problems in the C gap? Well, you can just switch how you go about blocking. So number one is the switch down. And switch is what it sounds like, okay? We are switching the kick out responsibility. Simple, all right? So the Y is going to block out on the first man outside. It could be an inline player, it could be somebody that he has to arc to off the ball, okay? The F is now going to kick out the first man head up to the inside shade of the Y. All right, really simple stuff. It's still power, and for everybody else, if you do a little tag like this, right? For everybody else, everything else is the same. Okay, simple, easy, done. The only kid that can change things a little bit for is whoever the ball carrier, right? Ball carrier really needs to know now, like this is we're running A gap power and a B gap power. Like this thing is hitting now vertical. Okay. Now we have that. I say that. That's what they should be thinking. We have that situation where we get like a double pinch stunt here, and all of a sudden the F just logs him. That kick out for a Y is the easiest fucking block in the world, and then all of a sudden the back does bounce it into the C gap. Okay, so I might have one of those on here. I think I might have Lawson doing that. And then ISO. So ISO is the same idea, same problem, 5 or 6 high, causing issues. All right, and now we're just going to kick out that 5 technique over that 6 high, right, with a different dude. In our case, our right tackle, like I'm obviously biased. I think he's the best offensive lineman in the state. His name's Anthony Tavares. He's a freaking dude. He's 6'3", 320 pounds. He can move. Like he's a better athlete than I was for sure, and I didn't play at that size. Like I like him one-on-one with anyone. You know what I mean? So for us, like this year. This is something that we really like going into this season. The other thing when you have a dude like that, like last year, our F fellas, our F was 170, 175 pounds. He was just a smart, tough kid, right? We didn't have a true H gap. So instead of putting a little guy and a big guy, right? Put the big guy and the big guy, insert the F, put him on a like opponent. You know what I mean? And you're creating the same action. And once again, what did it change? Okay? Not much. You're just changing who you're kicking out and how you're going about it. The Y was really beautiful for the Y. The Y is really hard to play in our offense and a lot of other things. Like switch and ISO, the same fucking thing. Okay? So it's just how are we getting to it, and the rest of the offensive line, everything's the same. Does that make sense, guys? Questions? All right. Power bounce. So this is really good, against any team that is going to like crash those defensive ends. You know, it could be an even front team, it could be an odd front team. You guys are going to see us do it against TA a little bit this year, but if you have a strong side defensive end or a weak side for that matter, you could run it over there depending on the alignment. That's just consistently crashing and taking away the C gap, and they're pinching those ends in, and their backers are flying down. They're just saying, you are not going to run from the A to the C. Well, just bounce it. Once again, They're going to give you adjustments, okay? Make them run. Just make them run. So all we're going to do is we're going to walk the F out. He's going to down block. Guard's going to pull. He knows he's not going to insert until the very end. C gap at the earliest. Back is literally going to take the handoff. He gets the handoff. Next step, he is out to the B gap now. Okay? I drew a couple of little dotted lines here, fellas. Just because this has happened, that F goes down to crash this kid. All of a sudden, he steps out for contain. Swing your ass in the hole. We tell our guards and our backs, you see an ass, go inside of it, right? So they see ass, all of a sudden that guard has to get vertical in the C gap, and that back goes like, and it's easy for the back, right? He's here, he bounces, he looks, he sees fucking Anthony Tavares' ass, sitting out there, and all of a sudden, boom, he's right up in the gap. Does that make sense, fellas? Okay, so power balance been pretty good for us as well. Strong and simple. This is just 11 personnel inline power, right? So it's one back power, but with our Y in line. So we don't have that F to kick out, so the Y is just going to kick him out. It's just power. Okay, simple. All right, so here's like an example of G. So like I talked about earlier, like either G for us is a dual concept or RPO play. So I've got two of them. I'll talk about the one on the left first. Okay, so that is our, like an example of dual concept. And fellas, this could be whatever you want it to be in the pass game based off of what you expect to see the defense do. Okay, this is just something that we like against honestly a lot of different defenses. Very simple. So quarterback's going to do a box count anytime we call G. We've got 5 linemen to block 5. Okay, so in this case, like right now, pre-snap, we've got 5 for 5. We're in the box to run this G no matter what. Okay, but let's say we have safety rotation, right? So I drew in the safety rotation. So safeties are rotated down. Sam's now bumped in. He's getting into the fit. We've got 5 for 6. We've got 5 for 6. Okay, if we have 5 for 6, we need to take care of it or something. We'll always look to the play side bubble first because that's part of the quarterback's normal process, right? He's used to doing that on power when we call it. So we'll look to that play side bubble. If we like it, we'll throw it. If we don't, we're going to look to the seam. Now, our quarterbacks know if we have strong rotation on this, okay, if we have strong rotation on this with a single high free safety, we're saying our dude in the slot, whoever's at that H, is better than whoever they have to defend them one-on-one, okay? So I will never get on my QB for taking a shot on that if we're middle of the field close. Does that make sense, guys? And that has been really, really good for us. So quarterback can get up. If he likes to play, we're just going to run. He's going to get right in cadence. Okay. If we don't like to play, he's going to get kill call. All right. Nobody knows who's getting the ball. We just run the concept. All right. And I'll have some of the different examples of that. We do not ride on this, right? So dual concept to me, it's not RPO. It is, but it isn't, right? We, as soon as we kill it, line's going to do the same thing. They don't know the difference, but now we're going to get into whatever drop footwork that we have tied to the concept that we're throwing. Okay? And guys, if you're going to do that, protect your quarterbacks. Like, don't take a 5-step drop. Like, take a rhythm 3, right? Take a 1-step, take a Brady step, or something like that. On the right-hand side, we have more of like your traditional RPO. So once again, G's a count play for us. We count this. Oh, they've got 6 in the box. Every time we line up the trio all night long. All right, let's run G and see if we can RPO the mic. Okay? Simple open read for the quarterback. Send the ball back as far as you can. Ride that thing down to your midline. Backers working slow to fast through the mesh. And if the mic pulls down, all we do is we snap our eyes out to the stick concept, and we work the overhang. The force left defender. Right? We play the stick. Well, our stick, we always work outside in. Go to throw the speed out, always come back in. All right? I did show some rotation on here. I literally haven't thrown this route against something like this since 2013 on this play. But it is something that you can do. So say you have a team that's like rolling coverage late, right? Your quarterback gets that pull RPO, right? So these guys roll down. Sam comes in. Now he's more of a hook curl player. You have an additional bonus curl flat player plus a deep dropper, all right? What's going to be open on the back side of it? Right? That search route on the backside from the I got them labeled as F-backs. It could be 2 positions for us. So that's a complex one. I really honestly only had 2 quarterbacks that could do that in Littleton, and they were both pretty special dudes, right? But it's something that we worked on. We played one team specifically that was violently rolling, like all the time, and we were able to pop that thing.
So he has his back to him, and then he just knows.
Yeah. So he's like. So he's seeing these safeties pre-snap, and that's what we key in our process. He gets his eyes down, and he's reading through the mic, but either, a lot of times, like at least in this situation, and even if you watch college ball, if the team is going to roll, they've got a safety at like fucking, in college, like 15 yards and a safety at 10 to 12, right? So you know where they're rolling, right? So he would look at those indicators really quickly, and then, but mostly, when you go to read the mic, like, you're going to see rotation. Like it's going to happen, and you have a pretty good feel for it. So he's here, right? He sees that rotation, and it's more of a quick pull, reset, open, and drive the ball in the window. These things just don't throw it behind. Okay? Like I said, I haven't run that in Mania, but I've done that with some special dudes, and it is a good answer if you guys are getting this type of situation. And you could run that, obviously, you could run the same fucking play. If you were, to your point, Aaron, you could run the same play, and if you were thinking you're getting rock and roll, pre-snap or post-snap, counter side open. Run the same play, ride it down here, so now that looks right in your face. All right, and then just some power read variations. There's literally a million ways to do this. I'm not going to go too far into it, but just you got like a jet motion quarterback power read here. We're reading a defensive end. I'm going to over explain it. You guys know how to read, right? So if he goes wide, quarterback's going to pull, run the power, right? If he crashes, you're going to hand the jet, hit this thing to the perimeter, okay? The other one is just more of a veer power action. Okay, so we got downhill out of the pistol with an orbit motion from our H-back. We're reading the end, okay? He's wide, run the power. When in doubt, run the power is kind of our tag too on all these reads. Like, just run the power. That's what we have the most blocking for. If he crashes, we want to pull it to replace his outside hip and press the inside hip of the read defender for the trip. Does that make sense? A little thing on read guys, like just something that has helped our guys over the years as far as like that triple option pitch. We always tell this age to maintain pitch relationship, okay? So like a good like 2 yard spacing at the most, right? And trail the quarterback. Trail his backside hip, do not get in front of him, okay? If you get in front of him and we have a pitch that goes behind, right? You don't want to outrun that, right? Stay behind. Any questions on any of that, guys, before we get to film? Pretty simple stuff? All right, let's go. We'll start with just the base power. I have this, yeah, sweet. I have this thing sorted by formation here, because once again, I want to go back to the offensive philosophy stuff, like change the picture for the defense. Change the picture for the defense, okay? So this Ginger for us guys, we had a kid, Regan Buck, fucking awesome kid. He blew his shoulder out middle of the season. Ginger was our package when he went to quarterback. And he's a ginger, he's a redhead, right? So we just call Ginger. So Cordell Jones is not a ginger, which is a lot different, but we still call it the ginger. So that's all that means. So we're in that 12 personnel power look to the left, all right? We want to change the look for the defense, all right? We've been running a lot of strong power against these guys. We go ahead and get this thing weak side with a block motion. I'm going to go to the tight, it'll be easier to see. We run strong power. Little subtle movement, I'll reset this back. Walk the F. Get the kick out. Press this thing A to C. Cordell does a really good job. You can see, like, where's he getting vertical to right now? Right, he's there. You can see Big Anthony. He's coming down, looking for the double team. His double team's not there. Okay? That backer, that's not technically his backer, but he threatens his gap now, in a way, right? So Anthony's allowed to come off. You can see a backside guard here with a great pull and lead up to the second level. Get that frontside backer. That's actually a safety. Put him on his ass. Get him vertical. All right, I had to do it. I fucking love double wing, boys. Case knows what I'm talking about. So a couple double wings on here. The reason I show this here, guys, is once again, multiplicity through simplicity. Our rules are the exact same, whether we're in open 10 personnel or we're in the double wing. Like, nothing changes. The only thing that changes in double, we're going super. We're either pulling a backside tackle or a backside tight end along with the guard. Okay, that's all that changes. Everything else is the same. You go see the front side wall, pitch this thing, get vertical, get vertical. He gets vertical. Right? Ride the wall, find the window. Run to the door. Pretty good job right there. I won't show you too many of these. I think I have it. Yes. All right, so this is against Levitt. Obviously a really good football team. Good play side ball here. Right, good play side wall. I will say that BG gets his fucking shit tossed by Mayo, I think that is, right? Is that Mayo? 50? Yeah. So BG he's our left guard. Gets jacked up by Mayo here, but he stays on it and he keeps fighting, right? It caused a little bit of an issue for our pull, but we're able to get through. And to your point, Aaron, earlier, that you see two different style of pulls here. One skipping, one more of a crossover, right? You can see that left guard, it's not pretty. He gets up through there. We get a good kick out from our F. Head is inside. All right? Our wing back, he gets up to the backer. Quarterback's sitting through. And Nick's just got to punch this thing vertically. All right. I don't want to do too much double wing because it's like Lyle said this morning. I probably have 200 hours of film for 25 minutes here. All right, so drill's just a personnel package for us guys. So we're 2 tight end. We're really 13 personnel here, and we got our dude here at quarterback. So once again, like this isn't our starting quarterback, but we like getting him the ball as many ways as we can. And we want to change the picture for the defense. It's a somewhat unique formation, but at the end of the day, like this is just old school power ride football out of the modern day spread. Jet motion, change the picture. Quarterback power with the grain of the motion. All right, really good look at how this thing can hit the front side A. So we've got this center guard combo right here on this nose is coming to this guy right now. All right, watch this flow with the jet motion. Watch this flow with the jet motion. Remember, if they gap exchange, we can gap exchange. Like we can make them run. All right. So he starts to flow, he's getting over the top. Swanee sees it. Swanee should have been more violent on that double to help our center out. Like I would like to see him come off the ball and get some knockback on that nose, right? Comes off of it though, gets a body on a body. You can call it a hold if you want to, but that's fucking football, right? Gets a body on a body and now gives us a chance to be one-on-one with a safety, all right? Hitting in the A guy. All right, this is a good battle. So we talked about like the switch and the ISO. We should have switched our ISO at this based off the personnel that we were seeing, okay? So we've got a kid that's a 6'I", he might even be a little bit further in. He might truly be splitting the distance between those guys. We should have had an easy switch call here coming from Caden Lee, our tight end. Instead, he decides to try and big dog this play. So watch how it plays out at that tight end position. Kid comes inside. What do we end up doing anyway with the F? He's got to fucking switch it because we lost the battle, right? And thank God Nick Laughlin has the ball in his hands, and he can just make something out of it. But can you guys see like why this would be a good situation to call that switch or ISO right there? Like why not Caden? Like why the fuck not just go like this and run that way, and let our F kick him. He's got the angles, he's got the leverage. Just take what they're giving him. And so that switch ISO, I guess that point I probably didn't hit on this earlier enough. It's not just a call that I call. Like I can call it from the sideline, but at any time, my Y and my F, either one of them have the ability to declare that on the field if we call foul. They should. Good one here. Once again, change the picture. Be multiple in your formation. So we're empty with a tight bunch to the left, tight end H back right. Jet motion. We really don't do a good job on this front side double. This is our right guard. This is his first varsity game. We always talk about having 4 eyes on 2 guys, so that play side combo should be looking at number 34, the -1. You can see our guard. He is like complete eyes and hands in on this double. We want this play side arm free, and we want his eyes up to 34. All right. We're just lucky that 34 was a freshman and overran this thing. All right, but we do get good play side double. And at the end of the day, we need to move the first level first. Backside guard, also shit. Overruns it, doesn't take the window. F does a good job, but what did the back do? He trusted his path, he took the window, and he's gone. Look at it from the back here.
Coach, any idea what 34's name is?
It starts with a C, I think, ends with a J. I think it's Cordell Jones. I'm lucky to have. So yeah, so you can see it here. I mean, you really get a good look at the guard's eyes in this front side double. But once again, fellas, if you're a defense, it's the first game of the year, they hadn't seen this on film. Look at all the gaps. Look at all the bullshit. All we're doing is running a play that we run all the time. right? It's like, this is so simple for us. We still almost fuck it up. All right? Getting right through there. In a perfect world, we would have a great down block by Lease, and we would have been clean there. Nick would have gone through untouched. And the other thing about this, fellas, when double teams don't declare properly, it makes it muddy for the pullers too. It makes it muddy for the pullers. Like, you need that thing to declare, and maybe that's why BG's wide here. This is a great play by BG. So backside guard here. Watch him smack an ass, right? Smack an ass, boom, vertical. Nick getting patient with it. A little backside A cut. Nothing pretty, 7 yards. All right, we saw it with the grain of the motion earlier. Now against the grain of the motion. Get some flow, right? They're in man here, they're running with them. Stay vertical. Stay vertical. All right, so I'll talk about this one because this was the biggest play of the year for us this year, okay? So you guys can see the clock. It's 22:22. There's 29.5 seconds left in the game. We had 2 timeouts left, and I'm fucking calling 12 personnel, 11 personnel foul. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not calling this with like this idea that we're going to score on this play or anything like that, but it's what we're good at, and more importantly, we notice this, all right? You have to go into a game understanding like what the defense wants to do and how they adjust to certain things. Well, to us, all game long, these guys were not a field boundary team, right? They were a formation strength team, and we knew that, right? We knew that, okay? So we get to a crucial play, right? We want to get the ball in the hands of our best players, Wardell, all right? And we want to give him angles and grass and numbers, right? All those things that I talked about in the philosophy. Is there a lot of grass here? A lot of fucking grass, right? Where are the numbers for them? You got corner, safety, strong side backer, strong side defensive end, right? Mike, all over here, okay? We've got over here a defensive end and a strong safety, right? And then a play side one team. All right, so we've got good numbers. I remember telling Miles, like, hey, keep fucking coming to the sideline, like, get this corner out of here, right? And we see this line up, and they do exactly what we want to do. And now we just have to execute a play, right? By going, just going formation to the boundary, execute a play to get the numbers that we want. Furthermore, we're going to walk motion the Y, or the F, I should say. We're going to walk motion to get another number. They're in zone. You get the vertical gap. Cordell's got to be a dude here for sure, but look at the effort from everyone here. Good block, Schwanny laying out at the end on a guy that has the ball carrier in his hands. Touchdown. We're going to state championship, right? Here's the tight on it. Angles, numbers, grass. Great kick out by Brody. I wish his eyes were inside here. Okay. Anthony, tremendous job. Like, if you guys know number 7 from Oxford Hills, he's a fucking dude, Jacob Carson. He's probably the best linebacker, inside backer we saw, right? And Anthony's soloing on him, takes him, he fits down, right? We've got an extra blocker in the point of the attack with our running back. He's got to take first jersey that threatens. Picks up the mic right there. Got a good play side wall. All right, Swanee's leading. Effort play. And Cordell does the rest. Angles, numbers, graphs, right? Philosophy. This is just double wing again, guys. All right, just another way to run it. We're just running power. Okay. The only other one, just to kind of make a point of all this. Right? You guys ever had that classic interview question you hear, right? It's 4th and 3. It's the last play of the game to go to the state championship. What are you going to call? Right? This is like the literal situation. And for my answer to that has always been power. Like, we're going to call power. We line up. We've got 2 dudes. It's got to go to either Laughlin or McDuffie here for us, right? But we're not just going to line up in our base formation and run power at Levitt. They're too fucking good. They're too well coached, right? So we know We know that if Laughlin goes in motion, they're gonna do something with him, and it happens to just take away the best player on their side of the ball. We go in motion with Laughlin. Look at Noah Carpenter here. In motion with Laughlin, he is out to the backside. Against the grain, look at that A gap. Right there, right? And this is that whole gap exchange deal, guys. This thing can hit anywhere from -A to frontside D, all right? So our right tackle here, you watch him. Our right tackle is hard down. Trevor Bossy, fucking load. He must have been 215, 220. He's coming hard in his gap right now. Look at our right tackle. Gets on him, washes him down. Clears out that gap. The pulling guard inserts there, and he just takes the first opposite color jersey he can here. We get vertical with it. Touchdown. The rest of the film doesn't really matter. But just to make a point, guys, like always, find something you can hang your hat on and run it. Run it no matter what they're presenting to you, what the situation is. Okay? Quick look at some switches, ISOs, and reads, and bounces. So here's like a power bounce. So you can notice our F, we're running into the boundary here. Our F is in a wing alignment. TA has been crashing that end all night. He comes down, we wash him, just make it easy. 3 yards, right? Worst thing that happens is the cornerback is going to try and tackle that guy one-on-one. We like that, you know what I mean? 3 yards. Here's a power ISO. So ISO, if you remember, guys, we're gonna base block. We're gonna kick out with our Y and our play side tight end, and it's ISO, right? The F is gonna get up on a backer. You see Granada. Shevers was doing this weird thing where they're kind of cutting our guys, kind of not. And at halftime, the fucking cave kids, so they're like literally crying. And I said, just sit on it, right? Just lay down, right? And that's what they do. We get vertical, stay vertical. Laughlin makes a play on the backside, they got cut. All right. Now look heavy, make it look different. Orbit motion. All we're doing is hitting the power switch to the off the orbit motion. All right. So Y is out. You can see my F here. He kicks out. I just don't like where his head is. His head needs to be inside. But you can see our back is too fast. Too fast. He needs to be a little bit slower, let this thing develop. But what's he do? He presses the A. Look at the guard, eyes inside here. Tucker, great job. Eyes inside. Takes out that kid. Really nice game for us. Another power bounce, same idea. Now you guys can see the action with it out of the backfield instead of off that jet motion. So we're going to bounce this thing right off the crash on the wing back. He gets the ball bounced now. He shouldn't have fucking looked inside. Maybe he's got vision issues. Right? Just bounce, go. He eventually gets where he needs to be, and we've got a guard up on a fucking cornerback. Like we're in a really good situation here. Okay? One more power bounce, same idea. Power bounce. Our guard just, I don't know what happens. Not the play we wanted there. We thought we had more, but we get 7 yards. Back path is good on this one. Down, bounce, now, go, go, go. Get out there with speed. If you run that power bounce, guys, you cannot fucking half-ass it, right? Especially if they have like an aggressive inside backer. Like that kid has got to fucking go. If he doesn't go, then you know it's gonna hurt his stats. Power ISO here. That was gonna lead through. We're out and out. Granada doesn't do a great job, but he did what I told him. Lay on it. Vertical, decent little game. We only had end zone camera half that game. All right, QB power ISO now. With jet motion, change the picture. All right, you got a kick out, F is leading through. Guard's eyes are inside. Just giving this kid a look, and he was pretty good. But if the defense wants to do one thing, to take it away, like you just do another. One more ISO. Same thing up on backer. Now this thing cuts all the way backside A. No, everything was screwed up here. Alright. This is just strong, guys, so this is just that. This isn't a really sexy one. This is just 11 personnel, line power. Here he's playing inside on that one's kind of a shit show. You're playing prevent here, but you get a better look at what the offensive line's supposed to look like. So that tight end up to the top, he's the kick out man now. We're getting downhill. guards rapid and lead in, and obviously they're a pre-bench, so we should be able to do this. It's nothing special, but you could at least see what's going on in the offensive line there. Okay. Any questions on any of these fellas? Pretty simple stuff. All right, let's go to G. So G, remember that's our one back power, typically attached to either an RPO or a dual concept play. So this is an RPO, so this is G stick. Now, typically on G stick, we would ride through the mesh and read on the RPO. For whatever reason, and maybe Louis just fucked up, but something about that linebacker's demeanor told Louis, I'm just throwing the stick. And if you're right, I'm fine with it, right? Like, and he was right here. So he's looking, if you watch us on the old line, we have a backup guard in. We're blocking G, kind of. Not really. But we get that good, easy completion out here. High percentage, easy throw for the quarterback, right into a playmaker's hands. There's 4 to 6 yards. Easy. Simple. Okay? Here's G seam. Good example of, Scarborough does a good job here, primarily zone from what we saw. They get into man-to-man. We're reading the front side backer. Louis does a good job with his mesh here. Look how long he rides this thing. Coach don't want to give up on that throw. We wanted to seam to Brody. We thought it was there. Then we down and just make something out of nothing. All right? So that was a throw read based off of what the backer was doing and what they were in. Then G stick, we just miss it. Get everything we want, just miss the throw. All right, so double Seattle, so like this for us, okay? This was a can play. We're running G unless we see something. This week it was either cover 3 or man-to-man. Man-to-man, if you like your matchup, take your matchup. That's the situation here. Likes the matchup at the bottom of the screen. Flips the call. Easy touchdowns. Take what, if they're going to try and take your power away, just take it, take that and use it against them. Giants is a good one for us. Okay, so this is that initial seam bubble read, right? So quarterback has the ability to run the G. If he gets a certain look where he thinks the seam is either wide open or the bubble's wide open, which on this play they're both wide open, we like both of them, he can take a shot. If they're both wide open, what do you think the kid's going to throw? A seam or a bubble? Just easy, right? You want to load the box for power, for run, make your run. Same play. Now we hand it up. Cuts all the way to the backside end. Simple stuff. Take the numbers. Take the numbers. Make the defense run. All right, same play again. Playoffs this time. Same deal. We're saying if they don't have any, well, they don't have anybody high, but even if they have one high here, right, if they have to be one-on-one with that guy, we're just going to throw it to that guy. Okay? Big completion. He was too tired, so he couldn't score a touchdown. And then the bubble, right into the boundary, no less. He likes the surface out there. That force flat defender is really low, maybe not even the flat defender. I mean, not the footwork we teach him or anything like that, but he gets the ball out to Temple. We're in a real shit situation. Temple gets an easy, 6 yards to get us in a fourth and a little bit more manageable. Okay. You guys know what a bubble tag is. You saw that there. Read game. Here's just some read game. This is G read against Bonnie Eagle in scrimmages here. When in doubt, give the ball. Kid was a little bit vertical. You can see Anthony gets up on the second level here. Our tackle gets up on the second level, read the edge. Really good job standing on it, and then just a kid making a play. Power read's a classic one for us. Just downhill power read out of open 2x2 here. All right. Too much vertical space. Just let him down. Get the ball around the power. Okay. Well, now QB power read here. All right. Motion. Shuffle ride, get vertical. All right, not the prettiest, not the yards we needed. Just stay positive, stay ahead of schedule. It's a good one right here, guys, especially down in the red area. All right, there's a quarterback power read up the swing motion. He's got the option to either throw the swing or run the power. He's reading that front side back in the box just like we would on G. Right, we have numbers. We're 3 for 3 out here, +4. If 4 doesn't go, we just throw an easy pitch and catch. 4 doesn't go, run the ball. Nice and simple, guys. Complimentary answers, protections for your power game. All right, here's another one, Z power seam. Okay, so you can see we're actually running this power peak. We have the tight end aligned backside of the formation, so once again, change the common picture what these guys are seeing. I'll do this one first. All we're doing in this game, fellas, is Noble was really aggressive with their safeties. And when we motioned until this play, they weren't really dropping that corner out. Like they were just condensing them down and he was still playing really low. So we just said, if that safety comes down over here, like let's just buzz the seam behind his ear. Louis, a great job. Doesn't even have to mesh. He sees the safety come down. And then you're just obviously a great throw and catch. Kids just making plays. But this is the throw that, and we told him, like you might have to make a hard throw. Right? Safety came down for just a second. That kid Jameer Rose, like he's a hell of a fucking athlete. Comes down for just a second. Louis just got to put it in the right spot, and that's what a tight end should do, right? Like that's what they should do. All right. And last but not least, I'm just going to show you guys some of these fellas, just because I know I didn't talk about a lot of this in the presentation, but protect your base run game with play action pass, utilizing those blocking schemes. So like here, this is a double wing, but we're just going bootleg. Right? Easy pitch and catch in the back corner of the end zone. Okay? We got 2x2 open here. All right, same thing. You look at the O-line, right? They're gonna pull, get bootleg. Look at this front side backer. Look at him coming down. Look at his feet. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Look at the overhang. Right? Same deal. Think and run. Easy little whip out off the edge. Right, protect your primary run game in the pass game action. Another bootleg, last one I'll show. These guys are really hard on the run. Caden gets good depth, and he knows with how aggressive they are down here, they can't be covering that tight end. And he just, it's not even a good ball. He just throws it up there, it's that wide open. Give a kid a chance to make the play, right? Jailbreak screen, my favorite way to protect power in the pass game. So on our jailbreak screen, guys, I almost did this today, but on our jailbreak screen, we're gonna show power on the line. We're pulling all 5 players. So we're gonna pull for power opposite, right? We're gonna sell down, 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 pull check, and then we're gonna run the screen opposite that action. So it's important, just watch the backers and the safeties on some of these clips. Right, this kid actually does a good job here for Bonnie Eagle. We get the ball out to him, right? And we just got 2 kick players. Anthony is big, thank God, right? And now they have to get around him and we run the tunnel. Just keep running, try to find work. Keep running, try to find work. All right, here's another one. Jailbreak screen. You guys can see the power action. All right, backers down a little bit. Get inside that second kick out, Regan. All I would say with the boys, like, dude, I think Vile said this morning. I don't know if anybody's in on the clinic. Like, run through this fucker. Like, he's fast, you're slow. Why would you stop your feet? Right? You're fat, he's small. Like, don't stop your feet. Just run through his face. Right? If they call a block in the back, that's bad coaching on me because I told you to run through his face. You know what I mean? Just take it. Same action. Look at Noble here. You think they're worried about power? Right? Look at all these guys. That makes it so easy for us. Fucking terrible ball. Absolutely awful. Right? Catches it, but look at what the flow did from the action. Look at all these guys right now. Look at the flow from the action. Now we got 4 on 2 out here. If we don't score on this, we're fucked. Right? Good situation. Okay? Alrighty, guys. We don't need to see some public. You guys have thrown publics before. Any questions on anything, fellas? We good? I'll go to the breakout room if everybody wants to talk ball. Once again, appreciate you sitting in here and listening to a dumb football coach. And anytime you want to get a hold of me, I'm happy to get a beer or whatever and talk football. I had a lot of fun. Thank you.